Hey guys, what's going on? So today we're going to be talking about 5 things that you need in your car all the time. So we'll try to keep it short. Hopefully I can get that done. But these are 5 items that you need to have in your car at all times, whether you're off-roading, whether you're just commuting to and from work, or going to the grocery store. These are 5 easy things that are very affordable that you should always have in your car. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that I highly recommend, and I'm considering this one thing because they come in a pack that you can buy at any local auto parts store or off Amazon, is a tire repair kit. So it's in a Ziploc bag. What this is the slime kit. So you have plugs and then the actual tool to put the plug in your tire and then an air gauge. So obviously you can't, if you don't have air on board, you can't actually refill the tire, but what you can do is plug it, and that way if you don't have a spare or something happens, you can get air back in that tire. Especially if you have an off-road vehicle, you're not able to run a full-size spare, you can plug it and then have a service like AAA or somebody that has an air compressor, or you can call to come put air in that tire. So some sort of tire repair kit, there's a lot of different options. I just have the slime one, is absolutely vital to have. The second thing is going to be a source of lighting. So we've got a couple options here. Just got a normal flashlight, super cheap, works great. Got a strobe function, which I'll tell you why that's important, and I think you should have a flashlight that has a strobe function, is because if you are on the side of the road and it's dark and there's traffic coming, you can turn that strobe function on, place it on the road so that people know that somebody's pulled off on the side of the road and working on their car, or there's people on the side of the road. They're not just gonna think it's some light that's off a sign or something like that. So strobe is awesome to have. Or you could have a headlamp, which is my #1 light I would recommend having, which this also has a strobe light function. It even has a red strobe light. It has a white light, white strobe light. So great all around thing to have. These are like 20 bucks from Black Diamond. A lot of different headlamps have these features. Battery lasts a really long time. The last thing in the lighting category is actually a chem light. I'm actually a submariner, so I work on submarines, and we have these all over the sub. So these are great when power goes out or things like that, or you lose battery. You can crack these and they last forever. So once again, great to have, super cheap. I'll put the link to these on Amazon, the exact ones we actually use in the military. And you can keep these in your car, and if you're ever on the side of the road, you can crack these and have them going. All right, so source of light is vital. Next would be a battery. So a way to charge your phone or a way to charge some sort of electronics while you're off the grid, or if you're on a long car trip. You might not have the ability to charge your phone for some reason from your car. You might have an older car or something like that. It doesn't plug in. So great to have. This one actually has a solar panel on the back, so you could place it on your dash if you don't have a tint that blocks UV rays, and you actually could get this charged by driving down the road. This also has a built-in light, which I wouldn't use it as an excuse not to have a flashlight, but back up to your lights. So now you have multiple lights. This thing is great, holds about 5 charges worth for an iPhone battery. It's called the Solar, gosh, I don't know what this thing's called, Tough Tested. So Tough Tested Solar. So highly recommend, got it at the local store. Should be able to get it off Amazon, works great. So a source of power. Next is going to be some sort of knife. I think a multi-tool would probably be a better option, but some people just don't have multi-tools for some reason. I really don't understand why. You should definitely have one. But just throw an old pocket knife in your car. So this is an old knife, you can just throw it and forget about it. So put it in a glove compartment, put it in the center console, but great to have. Have some sort of way to cut something. So very vital that you have a knife in your car. Very cheap, everybody has one laying around. So throw it in your car. Last but not least, you might not have laying around the house, but if you don't, easy to buy at Harbor Freight or your local tractor supply store. So a rope. It's actually a rope I got from putting up tree stands and deer stands for hunting. So it's actually a safety rope. I've actually pulled the mailman out of the mud with this exact rope. with a Forerunner. So it worked to pull somebody out. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but if you got into a bind, you have some sort of rope to use. A lot of different functions you could use this for, but easy to have in your car, and there's a million different things you could think of where you might need a piece of rope. So definitely something I recommend having. All right, guys, so that's the 5 things that I recommend you have in your car all the time. Obviously, there's a longer list of things that I have in my car, and most people have medical kits, other things that they have, sunglasses, more recovery gear, so a jack, things like that. But for the most part, this is the bare minimum of what you should have in your car. Every single one of these things, with maybe the exception of the tire recovery kit, is probably laying around your house. So find that thing that's in that junk drawer, find that thing that you could have a use for, put it in an organized fashion into your car so you know it's in there and you know where it is, and have it in case, and be ready. You never know when you might need this stuff. So all this stuff has its multiple purposes, and it is vital to have in your car. So recovery, lighting, power, and a blade. So you get these 5 things, I think you'll be off to the right start. Thanks for listening, and please subscribe if you're not to the channel. I'm not sponsored by any of this stuff, so it's no benefit to me. It's just things that I've found that work well. So thanks for listening, and yeah.